Oh man, you have gone on a bit of a Twitter learning spree that, like, despite trying to mess and understand Twitter for like the whole year, you in a couple of months managed to figure it out somehow in a way that I never could. And I'm impressed.
Possibly. It's a thing, and I think where like my success in Twitter has been is like letting go of what Twitter isn't. Like there are the mean parts of Twitter. There are the social media part, like super social media-ish parts of Twitter. And so like lesson number 1, when I arrive on Twitter, everything I see is bullshit. Like nothing on my front page feed is going to be of any use to my brain. I don't it's the first thing that you see on Twitter and most social media outlets is what the algorithm thinks you want more of. And the algorithms are remarkably good at prioritizing incendiary things. Things that trigger a strong emotion. I would like 0 of that when I turn on my computer. I am too tired. So that's the first thing, is that like I'm not looking at the feed. So that means the first thing I'm usually doing is sending things out, because I do art, I do this with you, I do the Tuesday with our other friends. So having like that, TweetDeck. TweetDeck is the fucking best. You go to TweetDeck and you set up your schedule for this week. I spend one day a week. Well, sometimes 2. It's about like 2 days a week planning out what I'm putting out this week, and just being okay. So here's the output schedule this week. Then I just kind of, when I pop back in, I don't go into Twitter.com. I go to TweetDeck and just kind of like look at. Well, actually, I know I do go to Twitter.com because it's got a little flag of like responses. Now, responses is about 30% lie, because in there will be things people I've followed retweeted. Sometimes those are good. Sometimes those are of interest to me. Sometimes they are the incendiary posts, and usually I stop following that person. Even if I like them, I was like, nope, no time. Sorry, friend. So, yeah, the real reason I'd push that button isn't so much to track my graphs, as Mike Doig would. I love you, Doig, don't worry about it. It's to see if I need to reply to anything. And so I think that's really like the second actual function of Twitter, is where I can keep in touch publicly with someone. So Kimmy makes a post, it's kind of funny, I can do a retort, that's kind of funny, and we got that back and forth. I post the thing that you and I said we need to summon an Eldritch Demon to get a PS5. LD Rich posts a fucking like construction of a pentagraph made out of video games in his living room, because that guy is great. Those sort of like those it's really very much like what you and I are doing right now. It's banter. It's banter you don't mind being public, and that I find quite fun. And then sort of the third thing I do is like you know, I am putting out something that's not just, hey, look at me. It's also kind of like, hey, look at these other people I like, hence the Kickstarters. And so I usually ping those people and say, hey, I did the thing. Here's the thing if you care, and go check it out. And you know, self-serving as that is, people seem to really like that. So cool. Especially when I accidentally send a clip to Doig Swift instead of a clip to my own thing.
Oh no.
That happened last week. That's pretty much the entirety of my Twitter knowledge at present, but it seems to be working. And I think like the main thing is scheduling the output, ignoring the input.
Mhm.
That's how I feel about the tweets.
It's interesting because I definitely I do engage with the output or the input of Twitter in that I almost twust Twitter. I twist Twitter.
I twist Twitter with my wife. I'm proud of that mistake.
Refocus. To a certain extent, I trust Twitter with information gathering more than news sources. Just in that, if you know how to sort through it in such a way and can learn how to corroborate things, you can hear directly from people in situations rather than
I see where you're going with this.
what a company wants you to think about a certain situation.
And it's fun when the companies try to pretend that they're people.
Yeah.
And you can see it plainly. And sometimes it's funny, and sometimes it's shut up.
Yep. So it's a lot more work, but it is a tool we did not used to have. You can now... We all as humanity have always shouted to the void. But now it is easier to single out certain voices in that void to hear what they're saying.
I'm glad that's where you went with
like
it, because I think when Twitter was invented and I was excited about it, I thought I can shout into the void and the void will hear me, and it did, and that was bad. So all this to say, it's way more like this than I think I thought it was. And I'm pointing to this, meaning streaming and potentially podcasting, in that, we bring a version of ourselves to this. And we bring certain things to this. And it's not... Even though it invites you to tell it every single secret that's on your mind, that's not the best way to use it, for a number of reasons. And that was the lesson I needed to, I needed to learn that lesson, but it was ages ago. I was stupid with my social media. I'm better now, I think. But anyway, yeah. So now it's about, all right, I'm a content creator. Let me keep it focused on being a content creator.
Yeah. That said, you seem to have taken a very different approach than I ever did, because I was always trying to the whole thing you said about letting go of what Twitter is not and whatnot. I have been very focused on, okay, what does Twitter's algorithms respond to? How can I weaponize said algorithms? Where you're just sort of fuck the algorithms.
Yeah.
Which, to a certain extent, I mean, I think it's been way more effective than my approaches, frankly, is what I'm saying. And it's helped you, I feel engage with Twitter on your own terms, rather than my way, which has drained me considerably.
That's unfortunate, and I think that is also what happened to me the first time, when Twitter was new and I was young.
But such is life, and I'm actually intending on learning from your example.
Yeah,
starting a new quarter.
We'll have a powwow about that. I'm happy to help. I'm happy to share, because I think your delving into it gave me a sense of it, and because I'm not really so fuck the algorithm, because I am outputting something pretty consistent, and then some candy on top of it, where it's mainly Friday at 8:30 is the Kickstarter bit I do here. Then 8:30 Monday through Thursday is a spotlight on each of the four that I usually talk about. And then throughout the day, I put clips of this, like this and Tuesday, and I just work with what I've got. Did I have 9 this week? I'll schedule 9, kind of about the same time today. Did I only have 3? I'll schedule 3, and just put out what I've got. And if I was putting out more art, I'd also work art in there. And then there's...
I got a weird Oh,
What's up?
I was just going to interrupt you with a art question, sort of art question, sort of marketing question. So the book I'm printing is in sort of 3 parts. There's the first half, which is 25 comic strips, and that's, you know, what was in that floppy I already printed a while ago.
Right.
The middle part is a collection of sort of non sequitur jokes I did in the interim of the next big thing. They're not really connected. Anyways, I'm calling them Jokes for No One. There's only about 5 comics there. And then the last chunk is another 25-ish comic arc that was all released on my Patreon over the past couple of years. And that's on like sexuality and identity and like all like a whole mess as I went through with that. I'm trying to decide if I'd call Jokes for No One Part 2 or Part 1.5.
I'd call it 1.5. Because I don't mainly, and my reasoning on that is that it's not a full arc.
That is a very strong point. I really just needed a little bit to tip skills. Thank you.
I have a particular set of skills.
That's it. That's all I interrupted you for.
Yeah, well, I was pretty much done. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to normalize, because I do, like, when I read a comic, I talk about it here too, and I'm trying to normalize exactly when that goes up, and I'm thinking that's the weekend post.
Mm-hmm. I do like how you tie it to your Twitch clips as well. I think that's a good touch.
That's the main thing I'm producing right now, because I produce art slowly. Man.